and welcome to Phantom Brigade. This is a turn-based mech combat game, and it is only on Epic at the moment. I was lucky enough that a family friend saw it when I was looking around, and they got it for me on my account, and far be it for me to turn down free mechs, right? This is a game that will be out on Steam, just to get out of the way. When it comes out of early access, it's not actually a fully released title. Basically, the devs have started early access on Epic instead. When it releases at 1.0, it will be coming out on Steam at the same time, apparently. So that's the plan. So if you're interested in this by the end of it, probably just wait for the 1.0. This is on, I think, update 3 at this point. So basically, the game is a kind of... God, the kind of games I'm trying to think to just best describe it. But essentially, you're trying to retake your country from an invading force, this Scandinavian-themed country, judging by all the names. And as you can see, the further inland you go, obviously you're going to take on more and more enemies. So you start off in this little quiet corner, and you move into like this location on it. And you can see there's a level, 1 plus suggested level, 7 plus suggested level, 2 plus suggested level. And the further in you go, you end up with like 25, 26, 23, that kind of thing. So you're just basically a small force that's trying to liberate your country. And you have this mobile base, which you can move around it. So looks like we've got a couple of targets. So what you do is you drive around. Right, so this is just letting you know that, oh, you've entered enemy territory, so you should get better gear, which is exactly what we're going to try and do. We're going to go to this broken down convoy over here and see what we can do. Right, we'll suit up. Right, that's just warning me about no secondary weapon. That's fine. We just need one primary weapon on most of our mechs. So these are our pilots. We've got Kilo, Polaris, and Foxtrot, and they have a fatigue level. The lower that gets, the less effective they are. But we're fine with this. We're just going to deploy. Let's just get straight into the combat. Okie dokie. So here we go. What have we got first? So here's the item that we're trying to capture, and these are our enemies. Now he's got a marksman rifle and heavy machine gun, and that's just a straightforward standard tank. I guess you could say it's this universe's version of Scorpion. And all the maps are procedurally generated, so every single time you can play the same mission multiple times, get a different loadout or layout every single time, different enemies as well. So these are our units. So we've got 3 different mechs at the moment. The aesthetic actually reminds me a lot of Front Mission, that kind of thing. It's those as very sort of bare bones, kind of look at they're like a no frills type design. They're not designed to look kind of super fancy. They're just, they're functional kind of thing. My boy hiding in a tree over here. So what we're going to do is start moving. So as you can see, you've got these like red dots. When I highlight over them, you can see, or when I move along the track, you can see their movement. And basically that's how this game is. This isn't predictive. This is exactly what the enemy are going to do. So now that we know that we're going to move there, so this allows you to plan. It doesn't mean that you can avoid damage and the such. They're still going to take actions like fire at you as you move. But, for instance, I want him to move there and start firing. I don't know why I've picked run again. There we go. I want him to attack. Let's see. I wanted to shoot there because he's got 100% weapon effectiveness at that point. He's got a very short chance of doing it, but he might hit. Alright, now he's got our shield and a shotgun, so he's just going to go straight forward. And probably around here, he's going to defend against shots from him. And our other unit is going to get up on this hill and start firing like a madman. Well, probably about there, start firing. So yeah, you got these different like colours that are helpful for just picking your weapon types. Wait, run, dash, attack primary, attack secondary, and eject if you think your mech's in bad shape. But let's see what happens. So then we see the little animation. So he's getting up on that hill. Guy's a bit of a bad shot, so he pretty much missed all the shots. But he got messed up. So you can see he took a fair amount of damage. So you can see what the enemy's status is. Now if we blow off arms and stuff, that's okay. It stops them from fighting. But obviously for salvage reasons, it's not the best setup. So you know we want to try and save as much of the mech as possible, so we can get weapons and other items off the bodies. Because we're basically scavengers. That's what we need. We need to scavenge battlefield salvage. Now, I could set up multiple shots here, but there's a heat bar. The more times I fire, the more my heat is going to go up on my mech. The other thing to keep in mind in this game is that it's possible to not only bump into friendlies, it's also possible to shoot each other, which might happen here if I'm not careful. Ooh, just missed him. So you see he started to overheat. And you see the heat bar dropping on him there. Okay, so that tank got really roughed up there. It lost all of its right side. And as it says, the part of the tank housing wheels, tread, and lateral armor. This is a propulsive part of a unit. Destroying it will compromise its ability to move. So it's lost its right track, but now that it can't move, it's just going to continue to fight with its main gun. So we want to try and start that, but we also need to capture this. So I'm going to move him in there, and he can shoot after he's finished his movement. Shotgun boy is going to follow up here. We're going to wait till he's about there, and then we're going to fire. While my last unit, which hasn't done anything, hasn't really moved since, we're going to use a dash to go over there. And then we're going to use the secondary weapon because it's got better range, less damage with better range. So you can see a little jump jet. Ooh, okay, now he ejected straight off, so he's out of the fight. His mech was virtually dead. You can even see the little pod. The graphics are quite detailed. Interference with identification system is strictly prohibited written on it. It's pretty good. So there's like lots of little details there. And the enemy tank, it's still going. It's still going, even though he took some hits. So, just keep firing. He can wander forward and shoot, I guess, there? No? Apparently I got a low hit chance on a completely stationary mech, but, sorry, tank, but whatever. This should finish off the tank. There we go. Every turn is in a 5-second space as well. Right, so we've got more enemies coming in. That's quite a regular factor. If anyone's played HBS Battletech, we know this happens a lot. So, that's our evac point. If shit goes south, we can head there and get out with our lives. I can't actually see the enemies just yet. They haven't. I don't think they've appeared on the map. So I'm just going to have him get into that circle. So have them all meet up, basically. And just in case there's a little bit of bumping and grinding. He's still doing his action from last turn. There we go. So we nabbed the supplies, which is good. So, probably now, because I still don't actually know where the enemies are, if they're even going to turn up at this rate. Oh, there they are. Right, so they've turned up at the end of this street. So, a bit like HBS, Battletech, if we destroy all the enemies, the mission will end anyway, so... So, I'm gonna... He's gonna run over there. Have him fire, just because. You gotta keep up the fire, right? You gotta make this You gotta make this shit look cool. No, 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 not you. Not you going there anyway. No, we want you to get up close and personal with the tank. Because that's always fun. And so we can avoid a horrible crash between our mechs, which might actually still happen. We'll find that out in a second. Oh god, please don't crash into each other, please don't bump into each other. Oh, just missed each other, there we go. Tank missed. I think my guy's gonna miss as well, but that's fine. Now he's gonna run over there. I mean, he's just gonna keep running. Secondary action is gonna overlap. Well, I'm not trying the secondary action overlap. There we go. Yeah, you shotgun the crap out of him. It would be a little easier, I'd have to say, if they were to make the selection of units a little teeny bit easier to understand. Okay, so continue around, lots of shots. Oh god, that's missiles. Oh, that's LRMs. Ow, 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 ow. Jeez. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Oh, no. I mean, it's spread damage, but it looked pretty cool as well, I have to admit. The missiles are a relatively new weapon that they've added to the game, so it's always kind of fun to see them get fired, even if it is your own guys taking the hit. But upshot is, we blew his arms off. Well, we blew one of his arms off. Now, it's interesting. I think he's going to try and flee. He hasn't got any... I think he just has a sniper rifle left, which is... Yeah, that's the thing on his back. So he's going to want to try and get away. Understandable, of course. He's going to want to get range. You know, his weapon did just get shot out of his hand. It was his best weapon. It was his most best creation. Oh, there we go, he switched to it. Nah, but he didn't get a chance. Yep, he got killed. KIA. And boom! There we go, victory. So, in the future, they're adding a replay function, a bit like Battlestar Galactica. Deadlock, you'll have the ability to watch the entire fight back, unedited. Just to watch it as a full little mini fight. And you can see the damage we took, the damage we inflicted, and we can see what loot we got. So we got a Nox unit, pretty much intact. We fucked up a tank. We got another Nox. Most of it was kind of damaged. And another screwed up tank, so there's no salvage from the dead tank. And the site inventory will kind of let you have a breakdown of all the parts there, and you can see everything. I've actually found it's kind of difficult to find weapons and stuff. I think you need to craft those in the workshop. And you have this supply count up here, which is salvaging is going to give us a bunch of supplies from the location. Also allows us to repair. And once I get these supplies, I'll be able to build a new mech. That always takes the longest. And eventually... Boop. Right, so now we're on 537 supplies. So one of the things we can do is we can head to this here workshop. So if I had 750, I could build a mech straight off and have all the standard issue parts attached to it. Or I can just build random standard issue parts, I believe. But we'll just build an empty frame for now. And we'll just go back in for the timer. So you detect all these little events that are happening around the map at the time. So this is a reinforced camp, and if we get close enough, we get more detail. So apparently we have full intel on that. We've got salvage detected, 4 parts. Now, that location is basically an enemy HQ where they're going to send out patrols from. This is a hidden workshop. The closer we get, the more intel we're going to get. So that's a cache. But, more importantly, we've built our mech. So if we go to units, you can see them here on the back of the truck. Doesn't seem like the safest, but whatever. So now we can just build a mech out of the parts. So select that torso. Heavy handgun as a secondary. Big old shotgun. And then it's just attaching the other arms, basically. And then the legs, which is going to be a Nox. So that's that. But he needs some colours. He can't just be white, can he? Okay, let's start with the upper body. So we can do all the individual parts, but you can also just have the whole thing done. Now, we've got like city, we've got field officer, ocean man colours there, Arctic sky, blue petal, acid lake, sunset dark. Let's go with field officer. Feels a bit Irish, that one. Kind of a bit sort of. If it was a slightly darker, like orangey colour, that would be very patriotic Irish colours. There we go. And last one. There we go. I should. I know the name we're going to give it as well. So that's our 4th mech. And then we can jump out of that one. So at the moment it's just called Unit 293. But one of the other things we want to do is this keeps bitching at me because he hasn't got a left arm item yet. I need to work that one out at some point. But here we go, Unit 293. That's not going to work. Nah. It's now called Shamrock. There we go. So we've got Sleipnir, Lance, Moonin, and Shamrock as our 4 different mechs. Which means we now have all 4 pilots in the fight, which you can see them all here. They're all getting a little bit stressed out though from the fatigue. And you can edit any of these pilots as well. You change what artwork they've got, randomize their portrait, randomize their name, randomize their call sign. There's a few different okay-ish artworks. I mean, they're not like, you know, they're not super, but whatever, right? Apparently there's going to be more artwork, well, more pilot stuff as well. Like they're going to get skills and level up in the future, that kind of thing. So that's that. But one of the other cool things is they do have a roadmap in game, so you can see what's coming up. So next up is the March update, which is ultra heavy weapons dash melee improvements with more enemy variants. So yeah, we're on update. Apparently it's Arsenal update 1. I thought this was the 3rd update, but no. And other bits and pieces like that. So you got a nice little roadmap in there, but that's it. That's pretty much Phantom Brigade. You sort of saw how it plays. Fights get bigger, stakes get higher. You raid for more gear. You avoid patrols while you're repairing. You salvage what you can, and you just get bigger and better mechs, and you have bigger and more dangerous fights. Pretty much it. But yeah, that was it. That's Phantom Brigade. I'm interested seeing where this goes. See what extra kind of units and stuff they add in. They're adding more mission types, more weapon types as they go along. So I'll keep an eye on this as it goes on. Probably when they do a new update, I'll probably jump in and have a look at that at some point. But until then, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.